I remember like I took a pitch, like I felt myself like on the take, like I kind of like felt like I stepped out a little, and like I get this. Everyone was like, "That's right." It was like 2 strike out. Everyone was like, "That's right there." Like I guess I had to cross it right here, but like I was like, "That's way out." Like I like for some, like maybe I mean I don't know. Like
How long has it been since you've hit in game?
yeah, I mean
You know what I mean?
I'm not too worried. I just like
Yeah, that's why I say I think this time of year, man, you know, you're on the fringe of like a high school, college guy because you're going to college to play next year.
Yeah.
But your season ended a little bit earlier than like what a normal college guy's season would have ended. So there's always that gap. There's that 2-3 week gap between you hitting in high school and you getting to travel ball.
Yeah.
And like the goal is staying up to speed.
Yeah,
it's the hardest thing to do because you're like, well, I'm taking BP and I'm hitting off a tee. Well, the speed's not there. The urgency's not there.
Yeah.
So I think as long as you're getting the urgency up, man, in your live ABs, that's fine. I wouldn't worry too much about the result.
That's what I practice like Saturday, Sunday morning. That's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like tons of live ABs, which is like, I mean, I don't know, but I mean, like we do have good arms though. It's not like I was facing like, I mean, we had so like I mean, I'm not too worried.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I've just been like the last couple weeks, like last week, I've just been trying to like get more out of my swing, like higher exit velos, like stuff like not like chasing a number, but like hitting balls harder, like to get like
inch at a time, man. An inch at a time. 1% better every day. Like that's the stuff that we have to do. So I sent this, you probably saw it because you're in the velo group. Did you see the thing I sent last night? And it was like Ohtani hitting off the tee and like talking about just getting a little bit better every day and working on the monotonous stuff. Dude, like those guys at the highest level, they do tee work.
Yep.
They do the little things. They take BP. They work on the same fundamental bullshit that they've been working on for years. It's that and trying to do that better. That's how you get moving forward. Like it's not like these guys, they finish a year where they play 162 games, some guys play less. In 182 days or 181 days or whatever it is. You know, and then there's obviously postseason. So these guys get done, take a break, and then they have time to get themselves ready to go for another season. When they do that, it's doing the same things that they did to prepare for the season before, but just trying to do them that much better. And like that's how we have to approach this. You guys will make bigger jumps because the difference in you being a 17-year-old player to an 18-year-old player is a big difference. 18 to 19, big difference. 20 to 21, still somewhat of a big difference. Once you get to that age, your talent level is starting to level off. So it's even more important the older you get to make small adjustments, man. Just small adjustments that keep doing little things good.
Yeah.
You need to adjust the tee. Take too many swings and get tired. So you guys watching Nate hit here. Nate's going to Emmanuel next year. We've been working the last couple weeks on just trying to get more out of his body, trying to get him to be able to do more. It's a slow process. You can't rush that kind of stuff. You know, some of the things that he likes to do early on off the tee, some of the field work with the split grip, some of the field work with the no load stuff, obviously operating at a little bit lower intensity. Now he's to the point where he's starting to ramp up that intensity closer to his regular swing. He's got the grip back together. So this progression is something that he's built for himself over time. That's something you guys have to do. You have to build a progression that's going to ramp you up properly. So we're going to get into some BP here in a little bit, some flips, some regular BP. And then at the end of his session, we're going to do a little bit of mixed BP today. This is the first time we're mixing so that he can kind of get a feel for just the urgency of the swing and get him caught up to game speed again before he starts travel ball for the summer. And manage that intensity to start with. Manage that intensity. So Nate's doing no stride right now. He likes to do this the first couple rounds, so obviously I'm just flipping. Not a whole lot of velocity to start with, so just figuring out where that contact point is for him. figuring out when to pull the trigger. He's not a real big movement guy, so this gets him pretty locked in the beginning. That way when we start to move back for BP and some of the mixed BP stuff, he has a good understanding of what his trigger is doing.
Game stupid, Mr. Brown. Fuck with me, it's going down. I read that uptown. 800, high limit, talking money. Game stupid.
Not a lot of movement now. I know what you're doing. I know what you're working on. What I want you to understand is even though you're going no stride and you're kind of getting that explosive last minute punch to go, there's still going to be like a transfer of some sort. Yeah. There's still going to be a transfer of your weight going forward. Yeah. That's a transition for you. That's a transition from going in this position where we're starting to turning the corner to get to contact. Because you just, like, nobody's good enough to just swing. You know, you're not a robot. You know, you don't have a lever where you just press the button and it goes. So you have to understand that transition. The energy is going to flow through your body. Even though you're going no stride and you're pretty twitchy, let that transition happen. That's going to buy you that extra split second so that you don't feel like you're out front. Better. Go. Good.
Like, this is the first time in a while, like, warming up to hit, like, no stride, and like, I feel like that usually like gives me like that's like the feel I need to like feel whippy, and like I just didn't feel it the whole round.
Yeah, and I think the whippy thing, man, like you move the way you move, right? You're kind of a quick, tight, twitchy mover. But the whippy thing, like, it has to be a thing because the barrel, like I said, it doesn't move like just a strict lever. You're gonna have some whip and some lay in that barrel. And no matter how quick and twitchy you are, you're always gonna have that. So that's why I was saying, you know, like when you're moving, you make that transition forward. When you do transition the energy forward, the whip has to be there. It's the same thing you were talking about throwing. It's the same thing when you throw too. So even guys that are super tight, twitchy, and mechanical, they're gonna have whip. The arm does this. The barrel does the same thing. So yeah, man, I mean, just feel these last couple rounds right here before we start stretching it back. Just feel that whip. Feel that letting go out front, that acceleration out front. Good, man. Awesome. Nate's kind of back to more of like a game-like load here. As you can see, it's still not a ton of movement. He's a pretty much pick it up, put it down type guy, moves pretty quick with that trigger. But now he's able to feel that whip just a little bit more consistently, just to buy him a little bit of time. You know, we talk about time, talk about buying time, creating space. This is important for the guys that are quick and twitchy because their brain picks up on where the ball is going and when it's going to get there. It can't be just swing the bat right away. They'll end up being early on everything. So for him, we're trying to use that whip as somewhat of a delay mechanism. That's why I say you get too worried about what's happening, you know, with one set of live ABs and all that, and it throws off your cadence. Okay, you got to bridge the gap. You're always going to have to bridge the gap from lower intent hitting to higher intent hitting. Just like in throwing, you always got to bridge that gap. So you can't take too much of one and try to do it in the other and vice versa. That's it. It's bridging the gap. So what I want you to do now, man, as in whatever capacity you move, I want you to feel momentum. Because now I'm going to scoot it back a little bit. I'm going to go a little bit abbreviated BP, about 30 feet right here. And I'm going to move super slow. Okay, so that's going to give you time to feel some sway, feel some movement into where your launch position is. Feel the momentum. Momentum is going to help you get out of that. Whenever you get robotic, it's usually just because you don't feel comfortable with your moves and you don't feel comfortable with the overall timing. Play around with this right now. Your goal should be to hit pitches you want to hit. Where are you looking? Middle. I'm not that good, man. Okay, so if you have to range in a direction, where are you ranging? Out? Away, yeah. Okay, ball's out away from you. That's what you're looking for right here. Good. say that's your range right there, man. That's the general area you want your pitches. Thigh high, out away from you.